Once upon a time, there lived two beautiful sisters called Edidiong and Edem. Edidiong and Edem were abandoned as babies, and this happened few years ago. A hunter named Abasi was returning home after a hunt when he heard the cry of a baby nearby. Abasi then followed the cry till he caught sight of a basket laying by the bush path. When Abasi opened the basket, he saw two beautiful babies, and Abasi was in shock as he wondered who could have left these beautiful babies there at that time. So Abasi yelled out to see if the mother of the babies was close by, but nobody answered. Abasi then decided to take the babies home as his conscience did not allow him leave the babies there. Once Abasi got home, he rushed immediately to show the babies to his wife Idara, as his wife had not been able to conceive in over 10 years. She was looking for a child, and Abasi thought she would be excited to see the twin babies. "God has finally blessed us with twins," said Abasi in excitement as he approached his wife Idara. But instead of being excited, Idara was so furious and asked Abasi to return the babies back to where he got them from. Abasi went on to explain how he came across the babies, but Idara was not interested in his story. She insisted that the babies should be returned back to the bush path where he got them from. Abasi did not believe that Idara would react in such a way. He pleaded and pleaded and pleaded for Idara to allow the babies live with them, but Idara blatantly refused and told Abasi that if he insists on keeping the babies, that she will have nothing to do with them. Abasi accepted, hoping that Idara would change her mind and grow to love the twins, but this was not the case, as Idara never took care of the twins or even cared for their well-being. Even when the babies would cry out of hunger, their cries did not move Idara, as she believed they were not her responsibility, so she did not have to care. Most times, the babies will have to starve until Abasi returns from his hunt, and this went on for a very long time. Few years passed, and the twins were now 4 years old. Still, Idara never cared for them. Even when they called her mother, she would scream at them that she wasn't their mother. She never gave them food, as they only ate when Abasi got home from his hunt. One day, Edem fell terribly ill, and Abasi had gone to the forest to hunt. Idara caught sight of Edem, shivering and in so much pain. But Idara did not care, as she carried on with her activities and did not care to rush Edem to the village herbalist. This went on till very late at night when Abasi got home. At this point, Edem's condition had worsened, and Abasi screamed on seeing the state Edem was in. He quickly rushed Edem to the village herbalist for treatment, and when the herbalist saw her, he told Abasi that if Edem had not been brought to him at this time, she would have died. This broke Abasi's heart, as he could not fathom why his wife Idara was so wicked to the twins. Idara never failed to remind the twins that they were abandoned by the bush path and that they were the cause of her misfortune. The twins have asked Abasi severally, while their mother, Idara, hated them so much. And this broke Abbas's heart, and he prayed that one day Idara would accept the twins and love them like her own. Still, Idara showed no love to the twins, as all she worried herself about was giving birth to her own children. It was now almost 15 years without children, and not having a child began to affect Idara mentally and physically. One day, Idara got home and rushed to the twins' room. She dragged them out of her house, saying, "You two have brought bad luck into my home, and you have to leave immediately." The twins were frightened at her actions and began to cry. Abasi at this time had gone hunting, and Idara did not mind, as she chased the twins away, not caring that they were so young and knew no one in the village. Edidiong and Edem, feeling so lost, began to wander around the village in search of refuge. They walked for a very long time and stopped by a tree to rest when they came across a woman named Edem. Edem lived in the neighboring village with her husband, Boma, and she has been hoping on God for a child for over 5 years. When Edem saw the twins sitting under the tree, she approached them and asked what they were doing there all alone. The children began to cry, and Edem was greatly touched. She asked the twins if they would like to follow her home, as she noticed they were hungry and tired. The twins were happy and agreed to follow Edem home. Edem began to show them so much love, a love they had never experienced all their life. She filled the gap of a mother in their lives, and the twins loved her so much. They called her mother, and this brought Edem so much joy, as she hoped and prayed to also have children of her own. Not long after the twins joined their new family, good things began to happen to Edem and her husband. Their businesses began to flourish, and Edem became pregnant. She called the twins her good luck charm and always made sure she gave them the best of everything. One day, Idara was walking back home from the market when she came across a very young boy. The young boy greeted her and went on to say, "Why have you brought suffering upon your household by throwing away that which ought to bring good luck to you?" Idara was confused and asked the boy what he meant by his statement, but the boy smiled and ran into the bush. Idara ran after him, but could not find him in the bush. So she quickly rushed home and could not stop thinking about what the little boy had said. "What did I throw away that is valuable?" said Idara, as she was confused and could not think of anything she had thrown away or lost in recent times. So, one night, whilst Idara was asleep, she had a dream where she saw the twins handing her 2 huge boxes, but she refused to take the boxes from the twins. So, the twins in the dream handed the boxes over to someone else. When Idara woke up, she quickly remembered what the young boy had said to her earlier, and everything began to be clear. Idara then told her husband Abasi about her dream and what the little boy had said. She begged her husband to join her in the search of the twins, Edidiong and Eden. Abasi was left in complete shock as he could not believe that his wife could change her mind about the twins. So they began to search and search and search, but they could not find the twins anywhere in their village. Months passed, and still the twins were nowhere to be found. Idara was now extremely worried and impatient. One afternoon, Abasi was on his way back from his farm when he saw Edidiong and Edem. They were heading back from the market with their mother Edem. When they saw Abasi, they ran to him in excitement. The twins were looking so healthy and beautiful, and Abasi could not help but thank their mother for a job well done. He introduced himself to her and pleaded with her for their address, as he promised to pay the twins a visit sometime. Edem agreed, and the twins bid him farewell. Abasi got home and shared the good news with his wife, Idara. On hearing this, Idara pleaded with her husband to accompany her to see the twins the next morning. Morning came, and Idara and her husband set out to the neighboring village to see the twins. On getting there, they met Edem, who welcomed them to her home. Edem immediately called out the twins, and when they caught sight of Idara, they cringed in fear. Idara, on sighting the twins as well, began to wail and shout, "You evil twins, you took my good luck with you when you left my house. I am here to take back my good luck." Her husband Abasi and the twins' new mother Edem were both in shock, as they never saw this would happen. Edem immediately stood up for her daughters and cautioned Idara, saying, "My twin daughters are my good luck charm. When I met them, I was without a child and married for over 5 years. My business and that of my husband were in so much debt, but since the twins stepped into my house, things have changed for the better. I am now pregnant with my baby, and our businesses have flourished above our expectations." Idara, on hearing this, became even more furious, as she said, "So you are the woman that these evil twins gave my good luck to. These evil twins must return my luck to me today." Everywhere became heated, as Idara could no longer control her anger. The twins were extremely frightened, as Edem's husband Boma rushed out and chased Idara and her husband out of their home. As they were about leaving, they saw the queen of the village, as well as some guards and maidens, standing outside Edem's house. Edem was in shock, as she was confused on why the queen was at her doorstep. The queen began to speak, saying, "I am here for my twin girls. I was told that you are the kind woman who took them in when they had nowhere to go." Edem could not believe that she had been living with the princesses all this while. The queen went on to explain how the twins ended up by the bush path. "One early morning, we woke up at the palace and noticed the twin princesses had been taken. We searched everywhere but could not find them. Little did we know that the second queen and her maidens planned to take the twins away from me, because they found out that the twins were an embodiment of good luck." They could not stand to watch good things happen in my life, so they took my babies away from me. We would not have found about this except for the fact that a great illness befell one of the maidens who had to say the truth to be able to live. The queen went on to direct her guards to bless Edem with so many gifts and promised that anything Edem and her family ever wanted would be granted unto her for loving the twins like her own. Idara stepped in and told the queen that she and her husband were the ones who first took the twins in by the bush path. She also told the queen that she ought to be rewarded too. The queen became so furious, as she had already been told of how Idara maltreated her babies. The queen warned Idara to never come close to the palace or the princesses ever again, and went on to tell Edem that she was invited to the palace anytime, any day. Everyone was in shock, including Idara, who was filled with so much guilt and jealousy for not showing love to the twins. Idara never had a child of her own and went through hardship all her life. Even her husband left her because of her wickedness, and this taught her a lesson as she began to be kind to people around her. The lesson to be learned from this story is that we should never look down on anyone, as you never know where your help would come from. Children are a gift from God, so do not treat them with disdain, as the condition of their birth was never their fault. Try to show some love, as this never goes out of fashion. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.